Hello, we are live properly this time. Welcome all. I'm in the wrong place. I'm being moved around. Ooh, magic.
Yeah, I somehow I'm the game master. I did not sign up for
Yeah.
this.
Ooh, magic. Wee. Everything's going so well today. Hi, everybody.
Be in
Uh,
control.
the loop is our master. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Stolen Fires. We are live with Tales from the Loop. I hope that is the only gremlin attack, although we do have a lot of cats around, so it could be more. Um, we're all a bit discombobulated, I think, at the moment because things have gone a little bit strange. So, hi, I will focus in a minute. Hi, yes, I'm David. I'm the games master today. I'm the drunken storyteller. You'll have seen me in other places probably. We are starting a new series here. Rachel has been kind enough to give me a slot to run some wonderful, wonderful game for these wonderful, wonderful people. Unfortunately, we are missing two players at the moment, so we will see how this goes. So, hi everybody. Quickly, who do we have actually here today? We'll start with on my screen. We have below me, which I think is down there on the Zoom on the. No, I can do this that way. Things that yeah. Hi, this is going well already. Casey, Medi, do you want to quickly introduce yourself? Who are you?
Yeah, I'm Casey. I just usually go by Medpack around here. Or just Medi. Medi's fine.
Yeah, yeah, cool. And then we have in the opposite corner, um, Chaos Incarnate, I think, is one of the terms we go by here.
Actually, my name is an acronym for Chaos Incarnate. Hi,
See?
I'm Alisai,
Cool.
and I'm sorry. I'm just going to get that out of the way right now.
I'm very sorry because I am so, as I said, discombobulated today. It's all gone a bit weird. Um, we would also usually have a Steve, who is unfortunately not going to be joining us today. And we would have a Tracy who will join us at some point during the game, hopefully. So, Tales from the Loop. Tales from the Loop is a wonderful, wonderful game from Free League using the Year Zero engine. It's a wonderful game based around young pre to early teens. So it is, yes, it is a children's game, but it is also quite horrifying. It is a horror game. So, with that in mind, there are a few warnings, I suppose. Um, we are playing a game that will possibly deal with trauma that may have triggers in it. So we have gone through as players and myself as GM with lines and veils and what we're comfortable with. We have our list of things, red cards that we don't want to involve in the game. But that does also mean that there may be instances during the game that might be uncomfortable for some people to watch. So if this is a thing, please do take a break, do take a thing, do take some time away. You are not forced to watch this. This is for fun. We are not here to cause you any harm or emotional distress in any way that
You
is
say
not
that.
entertaining for the game, but not in a personal way, Alisai.
We got our
Um,
first malevolence before we even started.
what? Thank you, Erin. Thank you. Um, so that's me. I'm allowed to cause you pain. I'm allowed to cause the players pain. Um, but yeah, so please be aware that we are playing children, and it is going to deal with real life situations. So please do be aware of that. Um,
Thank you, Betty.
so also we've got benevolence and malevolence before we've even started the actual story. Going well, and you don't even know what I've actually set up for the malevolence and benevolence yet. So I'm enjoying this. So yeah, so that's the kind of main thing. There are a few other things within. Let me just find them within the core idea of what Tales from the Loop is. Where are the six core 6 core principles of the games. So this is the idea of Tales from the Loop. Your hometown is full of strange and fantastic things, and that's not just the locals. Everyday life is dull and forgiving, and that is just where the game is set and not anything to do with the game itself. Adults are out of reach and out of touch. You are young kids. You don't understand adults. The land of the loop is dangerous, but kids will not die. Kids bounce. The game is played scene by scene, and the world is designed collaboratively. So, even though I have a group of Americans that are playing with us, oh, and a Canadian, I'm English. This game is set in England. This game is set in Great Yarmouth, a place where I grew up. So we're going to design Great Yarmouth, 1980s Great Yarmouth, as a group, and we'll see how that goes. It does not have gravy and biscuits. So there we
It
go.
probably has fish and chips though, I think.
Oh, it does.
I
It
hope.
definitely has fish. It definitely has fish and chips. We are also just south of California. So you never know. You might get some bad 80s stadium rock. But yeah, cool. So there is that. Oh, LSI. You know that malevolence we just got?
What? What do you mean?
Exactly. So on that kind of point, malevolence and benevolence in this game. Benevolence will give our players opportunity to re-roll. They probably won't need it because the rules of the game give them about 7 chances to pass a roll anyway. So I may also allow you to add in a story hook, depending upon what it is you decide. Malevolence means I get to add in a trouble or force you to do a re-roll. So I have 1 malevolence already. Thank you very much, Erin. Right. Enough of that babble. So the year is 1988. Margaret Thatcher, the Iron Lady, is still in power. Though that power is waning. In 2 years, she will give it up to John Major. She has survived the miners' strikes and promoted science and development throughout the UK, setting up the Norfolk Loop between Norwich and Great Yarmouth in the Broads, a triumph of British engineering, run by the Ministry for Agriculture, Farming and Fisheries, MAFF. It is a beacon of the times. Kids spend their free time playing in the streets, playing football, riding their bikes and exploring the woods and the local Broads. Grange Hill and Blue Peter dominate children's TV. Punk is dead. Post-punk and goth has risen and fallen. Kylie Minogue has just topped the charts a few weeks ago with I Should Be So Lucky. Things are on the up. Pop culture rises. Yuppies with mobile phones prowl the streets of London. However, this is not the land that our kids live in. Great Yarmouth is an old Victorian seaside resort, now dominated by a failing gas and oil industry, supported by a few jobs from MAFF at the Loop and the Magna Train transit hub on the coast. The Pleasure Beach attracts few local tourists, while the Broads were once a playground of bird watching and boating. The 3 tall towers of the Loop spoil the pristine landscape. Welcome, everyone, to Tales from the Loop. They grow up so fast. So we are in this wonderful alternate 1988 setting of a very, very backwater part of the UK. Before we delve into the story, let's find out who our characters are. Who are the kids who are going to experience the joys, the woes, the boredom, the excitement of Norfolk, England? And this time we shall start with Alisai. Alisai, who are you playing?
I didn't have this prepared. How dare you put me on the spot? I'm Virginia GT Humphin' Poppin'.
That's not a reference at all to a game that we played a few months ago, is it?
I'm playing the popular kid. I refuse to answer that. I am 13, and my main drive is to just be who I am. I don't know how much of my character I need to tell people.
As much or as little as you want to tell people.
Right now at school, I'm listening to Nilly Vanilli.
You mean the band who sang in songs?
This is 1988. There are no quotations.
They sang. They were real.
They were real until next year.
Yes, yes. And with the length of this story, we will maybe come across certain news articles that might shock certain players. Okay, cool. So we have Gigi for short, Virginia, our popular kid. The
And fun fact about Gigi's character, she remembers nothing about 1988.
That's okay. It is April the 3rd, I think, 1988. So it's very, very early. There's not much for you to forget. Next up, Mehdi, would you like to introduce your character, please?
Yeah. I'm playing Paige Schreiber. Schreiber. Okay. Goodness, I don't even know how to
Schreiber.
pronounce Schreiber. Yeah, goodness, I don't even know how to pronounce my character's own name. Last name. Okay, that's alarming. Like I'm playing the weirdo, and like she's 13. Generally the town, I guess the local school's repository of weird trivia and odd rumors that that adults just can't, just randomly say, like, thinking that she's like not listening. And also she's a firm believer in many things about conspiracies, cryptids, and regarding most of the paranormal, of which I'm sure most of them will be debunked in this game. Aside from that, yeah, she's just her drive is mostly she's drawn to the strange.
The strange is a good thing to be drawn to in Tales from the Loop because the strange is everywhere. So, liking cryptids is actually quite a good thing for the region that we're basing this in. Norfolk and Suffolk and East Anglia has a wonderful, vivid folklore. And one of the most famous black dogs in the UK comes from about 20 miles south of Great Yarmouth, Shook, the great beast of Bungay. You'll notice in the document that I sent you with history and background, I put pronunciations in there of the towns. So just because I know you might laugh at some of them. LSI.
What if we're going to ignore those pronunciations and just butcher it?
You can butcher it as much as you like. I don't mind. Because I think some of them you might find quite funny. But it's Great Yarmouth, it's Norfolk. Great Yarmouth, Norfolk, and Norwich are the main ones you need to get right. The rest I don't really care about.
Gotcha.
So, right. Shall we begin? Shall we begin the tale of the tale of Tales from the Loop? The tale of They Grow Up So Fast. So we are going to start not in Great Yarmouth. It is the first weekend of Easter holidays. You have spent 2 terms is what we call them in England. 2 semesters, I suppose. I don't know what you call them in high school. You've had your
semesters, but we tend to do it in half and half.
We have 3 in England. We have winter, spring, and summer. But yeah, so it's the Easter break. It's spring break. It's around now. I think it's April the 8th. I googled it. I forgot what time 1988 Easter was. Early August, early April. And you have been taken on a camping trip. Yay! You get to go and explore nature and enjoy the wilds of nature. In the Norfolk Broads. There is a map in the Google document, quite near the beginning, page 3. You can see the big lake. If you kind of turn your head on the side, there's a big kind of lakey thing. And there's a little bit of a nub that sticks at the top. You are camping just there. But you have only just arrived. You are going off with an Outward Bounds guy, girl, person. They're taking you away. It's just the three of you. If Tracy turns up, we'll bring her in. So the first question is, have you ever been camping before? Or is this your first time to actually experience being in a tent, which you actually have yet to put up?
Honestly, it's my first time. I've been too busy between school and the house and the group to really put some time aside. And with my dad always being at work, like, what am I going to do? Run out on my own? Thought about it.
I'd say for Paige, it's like not the first time. She's gone off on her own just to camping a few times, just like to a little bit close, within a walk's distance from home, but sick is on her hunts for different particular cryptids, or just snag a photo of them.
Yeah. So
most of the time it's just
usually
raccoons.
Yeah, by yourself. Oh, raccoons in England.
Are there raccoons in England?
That's actually a very good question. I don't know. If anybody in the chat wants to tell us if there's raccoons in England, I want to say no.
What's the next closest approximate of a nuisance animal then? Foxes?
Yeah, I'd say foxes, badgers, big ass rats, younger children, people from Norfolk. Look at this. But yeah, I would say foxes.
Oh yeah, foxes then.
Yeah. Oh, we have a gone. They are not native to UK. Well, there have been occasional sightings of raccoons. They are not a natural part of the country's wildlife. I thought so, but yeah, trash pandas are not a thing.
These
but foxes are.
These sightings are typically of escaped or released pets rather than wild populations. I live in Tennessee and I haven't met somebody who has a raccoon as a pet. And that last
we
sentence,
are in England and we are a bit strange, so we keep very strange things as pets. As apparently raccoons are a pet. Okay. Anyway, yes. So yeah, anyway, so I'm guessing Mehdi then, or sorry, Paige, I will use your character names. Paige goes off camping by themselves a lot in the local woods and flatlands. So cool. So, but this time you have actually been invited out to as a group kind of get to know each other better, I suppose. The Outward Bounds people were like, oh, the popular girl, the weirdo, the bookworm, and the jock, not the jock.
The bad kid.
the bad kid.
I don't remember
Um,
what the type is.
No, I can't remember. I want to say Jock. I think it was Jock, but I
It
can't
was
That
the
remember.
was
jock.
Troublemaker, wasn't it? Or...
Troublemaker.
Yeah,
That's the one. Yes,
Troublemaker.
Troublemaker. Um, four different people. You've known each other through school for a while. Let's get you together. Let's get you being sociable with each other. You can all learn from each other. So you're going to go camping together, and there's going to be this one. We shall say Fred. Fred is your outward bounds coordinator. Has driven you out of Great Yarmouth along the Acle Strait, the very long, boring, most straight road in the UK that is brilliant for racing mountain bikes down or BMXs down when there are no cars on it. It's driven down there. Do you interact with each other in the minibus? Or do you just like look at each other or ignore each other? How does it feel to be in this minibus with different people than I suppose you might be used to?
I'd say Paige would probably strike a conversation about just, um, um, occasionally just quite quipping, like as random facts that they, about things that they pass by through. Honestly, they're probably just like the very weird, obscure nature facts.
And Virginia will listen and make it a point to make sure that that Casey, is that your character's name or is that yours?
Paige.
Paige? That Paige knows that she's listening.
So Gigi doesn't have one of these newfangled Walkmans.
She does, but she considers it rude when someone's trying to talk to her.
Okay.
And people can't think that she's rude.
Okay. So you have this nice little chat. Fred is. He looks a little bit put out. It's not like it's the way that he wanted to spend his Easter holidays driving around a bunch of 13-year-olds, taking them off camping. He had plans with his friends. He was going to go off to Norwich for the weekend, hit up the pubs and clubs and live it up to the new rising hits of Kylie Minogue and Rick Astley and things. But no, he gets lumped with you lot. And it's only maybe a half-hour drive from Great Yarmouth to the camping spot. And it pulls off the main road, off the Acle Strait, down this dirt gravel track, through some trees, and it opens up to the lake. It's not really a lake; it's a big body of water that the river runs through, but we'll call it a lake. And the camping ground is just short-cut grass. The ground is a little bit damp, a little bit soggy. It was raining a couple of days ago. Winter has just moved away. The rains are just moving away, and we're moving into spring. There's a chill in the air. And the lake in front of you, you've been here many times on your bike rides. You've thrown stones and rocks at the birds and ducks and things in there, as young kids are wont to do. It's green, it's brown, it's full of reeds, it's full of detritus. It's not a pretty lake. There's a certain smell of rotten vegetation in the air. And Fred goes, right, get your tents up. And he gets out the van, walks off around the corner, sparks up a smoke.
Right. Which is easy to do. And I definitely know how. But if you could use my tent as an example for Paige, I think that would go a very long way toward this camping experience being fun for everyone.
Nah, you're here to learn. Work it out yourself.
I mean, I've done it a few times already, and this probably isn't a good spot. To camp out. This a little bit too. The ground's a bit soggy. It's like you get a big wind, like the tent is gonna like topple over.
Well, work it out. This is what we got given. We can't go anywhere else. Ground's perfectly fine. He stamps the ground. It squelches a little bit.
You
But-
are not providing any confidence with that squelching. Maybe you should stop showing us how.
Well, I mean,
Firm the
don't say I
ground is.
didn't warn you. And like Paige, just kind of maybe just takes up her, I guess, her tent gear and just maybe just like goes up and trying to find like a better spot.
a
Camp.
drier spot, yeah.
A dry spot, or a tree. She's probably opt for like a dip. I guess what do you call that? I guess like there's like a tent style that makes use of a tree instead. I forget the name.
Bivouac.
I think
Is-
that might be it.
That's kind of a scouting thing where you just put the tarpaulin over a string from the ground to the tree. But yeah, if you go off and you explore kind of closer to the trees, the ground is a lot drier and steadier by the trees, because it's been covered. Whereas out in the open, it is a lot more damp, a bit more moist.
I
I
was
promise
gonna
that'll
do it.
that'll be the only time I'll say that word. I apologize.
I was gonna do it, and I'm so happy that someone did.
I usually get into so much trouble for saying it, so that'll be my one and only use of the M word.
It's okay. It's not like chat can do anything to us.
Yet.
No, yet. You have one benevolence, I have one malevolence. It's already started. So,
Oh no.
oh no, I'm in the bad books already. I'm sorry.
Anyway,
Anyway, so yes, Paige has found a sensible place to set a tent up, not in the middle of a mild swamp. Gigi, how are you going? What are you going to do?
I'm looking at where she's going. And I've got myself a little tent that you like drive the stakes into the ground, and I'm going where she is.
Okay.
I'm just gonna follow her. Because he obviously doesn't care. She knows what she's doing. I figured there would be more opportunities to show off what a perfectly normal child I am. Apparently, it's just the two of us, and I'm going to look normal in comparison because she spent the entire ride talking about the cryptids that we were passing by. Right?
Yeah, but she's named like how many cryptids are there in Norfolk?
Norfolk.
Well, I got it right the first time.
Norfolk. If you're from the region, it's Norfolk.
Norfolk.
But Norfolk. There's a Norfolk in America, for crying out loud.
It's in Virginia.
Explains a
I'm
lot.
in Canada, so I had no idea what's in or what city clones are in the States. I mean,
It's
you
true.
guys
I
have
suppose we should probably.
you guys have a Vancouver somehow in Washington.
I discovered a couple of days ago. So as you three know, but the chat. I live in Mexico. There's a Buckingham in Mexico. There's like a small town called Buckingham, and I'm like, what? Why does the Queen live in Mexico? There's no palace here. It's not Buckingham Palace. But yeah, it's just a very odd town that is like, it was Spanish, and why have you got Buckingham? Mexico's a strange place.
They like the
Anyway.
name.
They did then tell me where it came from, and I wasn't listening, so that's my fault.
They like ham, and they like riding horses, and they like deer. I don't have anything more. I just keep moving my hands in the hopes that people will be entertained.
If we just let Alisai continue talking.
No. It'll get worse.
Oh, I've been just typing. So
Yeah, we'll just let Alisai go off for one. Welcome to the Alisai show, everybody.
No.
So anyway,
anyways,
anyways,
go ahead.
let's get back onto trying to put up a tent,
Mhm.
because that's the exciting things we do in Tales from the Loop. We learn how to put up tents. It's a skill that is mildly forgotten in games like D&D, where you just sleep out in the open. Why not build a tent? So anyway, Paige finds a nice spot and starts to set up their tent. Virginia, having never done this before, what is your first thing you do? You have this big canvas sack. It weighs probably in the region of 7-8 kilos. Don't ask me what that is in pounds, please. Times it by 2.2, I think. So around 20-25 pounds. It's a big, heavy sack. It's got some metal poles in it. It's got canvas things. You don't know what they are. Canvas things inside there. There's metal pegs. There's a wooden mallet.
I'm going to find the driest spot I can. And
Yeah.
I'm going to unpack it all and very carefully stare at things that I do not recognize.
Deep in thought.
Definitely looking like I'm deep in thought.
From the back, from behind you, you hear Fred. That's right. That's what a tent looks like. Set the poles up, put them inside, pull the guy ropes out, tighten them up, make sure it don't blow in the way in wind. Blow it in the wind. He's got a bit of a problem.
You might want to stop smoking. But I'll give it my best shot.
Tents are usually like they're a pyramid shape but long. Like a triangle but long. There goes my fan. Aim for that kind of shape. I've gone strange with my accent. I've gone to the Midlands now. Don't quite know what's going on here.
While you sort yourself out, I'm going to sort this.
Paige has already sorted that out. Just walking over. Do you need any help?
Oh God, yes, so much.
Okay, this. Okay, how about we just just go easy on this, and like you take this pole here and set this, and join these together and yada yada yada.
Which part is the yada yada? The part with the canvas or the part with the stakes?
The stick, the canvas part.
Right. Okay, so I guess we're going to try and put a tent up.
I'm wondering whether we have our first dice roll here.
Yeah, Paige is just gonna let Virginia like do most of it because you can't just do something for them. They have to learn. That's what
Yeah.
that's what mom says.
I learn best by observing. If you can show me how to do it, I can absolutely get it next time.
Well, I mean, you could just you could always just like you could both work together and do this. So I just just correct you as we go. Oh yeah, you're not pay, you're not pinning that properly. And just
Oh,
just making a lot of corrections on her for her.
and she is definitely trying to weaponize incompetence.
I think we should actually have a dice roll on this just to see how incompetent this is. I usually wouldn't, but I feel like this needs a number of incompetence on it. So, what shall we do? What do we think works quite well? I'm thinking Tinker might be a good one here.
I'm trying to manipulate people. So I personally feel like Charm, which I may or may not have 8 dice to roll.
Yeah,
would
I know.
be
This is why I was
an
thinking
excellent
Tinker.
choice.
I know. What we'll do, we will do Charm, but Paige, you are quite well aware of what is going on here. You know that Gigi likes to get their way by talking. How resistant do you think you are to that? What is your comprehend value?
Let's see. 1.
Okay. So this is probably going to go quite well. And so in Tales from the Loop Year Zero engine, the system is very, very simple. You look at your skill, which in this case we are looking at charm, and then you take your attribute, and in this case it is heart. They both have a value, add them together. That gives you the number of dice you are going to roll. You usually only need 1 6 to succeed. I'm going to make this 2 because Paige has 1, and it's 1 success plus 1. What did I say? Mind? No, comprehend. 1 comprehend. So we'll make that a difficulty of 2. Rolls me 6. No, 8d6. I think you said, wasn't it? GG.
Yeah.
Roll me all your number of dice and tell me how many 6s you get.
Let's see.
Do I have to be truthful?
Yes.
1.
Okay. So you don't manage to fully convince Paige to put the tent up for you. Paige, you feel sorry a little bit for Gigi. She's got dirt under her nails, getting a little bit muddy. And you're getting a little bit annoyed by all the whining that is coming from the corner. That you eventually just say, pull these tight, I'll hold this while you hammer that in. You're not doing it for her, but kind of leading in a slightly better way. And after about what took you, Paige, maybe 5-10 minutes by yourself, took the 2 of you 45 minutes.
There. Many hands make quick work.
Yeah. Right. Quick work. She says not obviously not looking at her watch.
Is he one of these 80s Casio calculator watches?
Yes.
Brilliant. I'm assuming they're from the 80s. I can't remember. Yeah, excellent. So the tents are up. You turn around, you see Fred. He's eating Let's have an interesting conversation here. Is eating a bacon butty.
Okay. Okay, my first instinct is to Google this. But no. No, you
A
have done this to
bacon
yourself.
butty.
What is a bacon butty?
Well, you know what bacon is. We've had this conversation many times.
I know what American bacon, real bacon is. I want to know the butty part.
Butty is a white bread roll. It's a bacon sandwich, basically.
Why not just call it a roll?
Well,
What are
it
they
depends on what.
doing?
If we're not, count yourself lucky that we're not in the Midlands where it's called a bacon barn.
Why a barn?
Barm,
Why
not
did I
barn.
agree to a game that's set in England?
I'd be really intrigued to see how a bacon barn worked.
I'd be I'd be interested as well. Just
It's a barn made out
Yes,
of
Rachel,
bacon.
you could put a few things on it and call it a BLT, but it's in a really cheap, nasty white bread roll with a load of butter.
Thank you, Madramore. You have the right of it. And that's why I didn't go on my Virginia rant.
I fully expect this entire series for everybody just to argue with me about language, and yet I'm English. The language is English. You lot destroyed it, not me. It's your fault.
Technically, you're Norfolk.
Technically, I'm Suffolk. I was born in Ipswich. Just to confuse everybody. Anyway.
Is everything a lie?
Yes, it is. Fred is not really Fred. Fred is a figment of your imagination. You are in a dream world.
wouldn't be the first time.
No. So anyway, so Fred is now eating. You realize you have not had any food since breakfast. It is now about 4 p.m. and it is starting 4 p.m. No, it's not starting to get dark. You know it'll be getting dark soon, but you've not eaten for quite some time.
Hi, Fred.
Yes.
Where's the cooler? Or the food at all? Don't know why I'm in this accent. I'm going to stop it. I'm getting myself. This is on the opposite side of the island. On another island.
It's on another island, that accent. It's not even in England.
I know! I just started!
Now I'm just going Father Ted. This is going to be a... So, yeah, food. Yeah, did you not pack any?
I thought you were supposed to.
I don't know then. Maybe boss put something in the boot. Goes round to the back of the minivan, opens
I'm
it
going
up.
to go with him.
Yeah, there's some bread, some cheese, freezer box full of meat.
Meat, just salami.
What's salami?
Ham.
Yeah, there's ham in there. Burgers.
Fish kind
Fish.
looks over.
Okay.
How long are you planning on staying here again?
It was meant to be just tonight, and there's meant to be more of you. But well, just the two of you at the moment. And he looks really kind of naffed off that it's just the two of you.
Not to fret. They'll ride their bikes out here.
Maybe they'll turn up, maybe they won't. We'll see. Brian!
Brian!
Hello. Sorry, Rachel, that's going to really destroy everything now. Sorry, Medi. Brian is a well-loved character from another game.
I see.
Brian, my name's Brian. Hello.
Ah, we wanted to make friends with him so bad.
You
Anyway.
did. You brought him lots of alcohol.
Well, like
Fred will be your
I hope
friend if you get you alcohol. If you get him alcohol. There's words there somewhere.
yeah.
Lexi demands more Brian.
Brian might turn up. We'll see.
All right, so Right.
I think I said
So-
you know how to work a stove.
yes, this is
Well,
actually true because Virginia does cook on the regular for her little sibling.
yeah, I'm not allowed to work stoves, not since the last year's great big bonfire.
Fred turns around and goes,
So
"Oh, that was you, was it? Oh, quite good, that. I was impressed." Looks at you with a
Yeah,
kind
I'm
of
not-
newfound respect.
Yeah, I'm not allowed near gas canisters anymore.
I'm not
Oh.
surprised, to be fair. That was a hell of a thing.
Yeah, they had to call the fire department, or I guess do you have fire departments here?
Yes, yes.
Are they called that, rather?
We're not that bad. We don't just let the world burn, even though it appears that way. If there's a
But they're
fire,
called-
they do.
they're called fire depots because they don't say departments.
No, they're
To
called.
be posh.
What do we call them? I don't know. I've not been in England for so long now that I can't remember what we call things.
Well,
Yes, you can't argue with me.
Fire stations. There you go.
Ah.
Fire stations.
fire station.
Damn it.
The
Brigades.
brigade is the people. The place is the fire station. Fire brigade.
Ah,
Massively underfunded, as always. Bit like the police, but hey. So anyway, Fred looks at you with definitely a newfound respect and like also a bit of caution. It's like you're not planning anything, are you? While you're here, because it's my neck.
Oh,
If
oh
it
no,
goes-
no, definitely not. I mean, except maybe like I'm just going to get some more recordings. But that's nothing about that. Well, nothing too dangerous. Mom, I swore to mom that like I like not catch anything on fire or catch on fire.
why? No, I'm afraid she'll answer the question. So you're gathering the firewood. I suppose I'll get everything for the stove together, and Fred, you'll handle the fire pit to make sure that nothing gets out of control and burns the place down.
Yeah, fire pit's already built over there. This is a campsite. Already exists. He keeps changing accents because he doesn't know who he is.
Find yourself, Fred.
He's going through changes. Late bloomer, I think is the term. So yeah, what you see in one of the drier sections towards the tree line, but not directly underneath trees or anywhere which might actually catch the trees on fire. Some big logs sat in a circle. The ground around it inside the circle is completely dry, and then there's a stone in a circle in there, and there's a lot of ash, as if there's been fires there before. So it's quite clearly a fire pit, where you can set up a campfire or something.
And do we have a grill or something, or?
There are bits of metal that you can cobble together that would go on a fire, or there will also be sorry for the I had to explain this to the Mexicans as well because they were like, "What the hell is this?" Portable barbecue trays, like small tinfoil trays with charcoal and things, and they burn really badly and don't cook anything.
I love
There's
England.
there's a load of those. It's not just England; they exist all over Europe because we're not usually allowed to build fires in forests because we don't like burning forests down. Looks at California.
What do you do for your gender reveals? Not burn
What-
things down?
What's a gen? Fred turns around. What's a
You
gender
don't want to
reveal?
know. You don't want to know.
Right. So I'm getting the fire pit ready. Paige is collecting sticks. That is very fair, Betty.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, there's obviously the mild problem that it's been wet here for a while.
Sorry, Witchers have been right here for a while.
Sorry?
'Cause I couldn't catch that earlier.
It's been wet for a while, so collecting dry tinder and sticks and things to burn is a bit of a task.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
After some time, though, you do manage to find enough things dry, not that M word, for the fire. Fred is mildly impressed. Oh, yeah, you definitely have burnt things before, haven't you? As you stack things up in the correct way. As you kind of sit there and you try to light it with a box of matches because this is the 80s. There's no thing you wouldn't be allowed lighters, and these are not safety matches. These are matches that would burn in your pocket if you jumped up and down wrong. So please don't do that.
Wait, they can do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to pull out my lighter and I'm going to hand it to Paige. Just use this stuff.
Ooh, that's a fancy one.
It's like a Bic. Do they have Bics in England?
Yeah. It's French.
Yeah.
I think it's French. I
Oh,
may be
if it's
wrong.
French, are they legal in England?
It's one of the few things we allow.
Yeah, and pages are already kind of like cut up like a bit of tinder, like that sort of like it's kind of like all spread out like a bit of like a Christmas tree sort in a way, so that can catch fire a little bit more easier.
Yeah.
Yep.
As you start doing this, Fred's just stood leaning against the minivan, smoking another cigarette. He's got a pack of Marlboro Red lung burners with him, like 700 milligrams of everything. He starts to slightly snigger as you struggle to light the fire.
I guess
I
guess
now want to
that's my
sing
role.
a really bad song, but
Oh, okay.
they couldn't start the fire. It was always burning, but the world was turning. Anyway, sorry.
Oh, at least I'm not singing it.
I did threaten Kylie Minogue earlier in the chat, so
I mean, I'm
Slight-
fine with not having not having to sing things. So
I thought that you could start fires. Are we having trouble?
well, I mean, I did swear that I won't be starting fires. I mean,
I think so long as you keep your promise not to set yourself on fire will be good.
I mean, yeah, that's easy enough. I'm not worrying anything jangly this time. Yeah, I guess roll to say some tinkering to get set like a large fire? Or I guess
So as you are having this conversation, Fred walks up with a big grin on his face. In one hand, he has a small metal tin. In the other hand, he has what looks like a few white blocks, maybe an inch cubed, 3 or 4 of them. He goes, "You want to start a fire? Stand back." Chucks the white cubes onto the fire, and you get a whiff through the air of paraffin. It kind of
Oh, yeah,
slightly burns your nostrils a little bit. From the small metal tin in his hand, unscrews the red top off the nozzle. You see the small little symbol which says highly flammable on it. And he squirts a good long stream of oil onto the wood. Takes up the matches.
you might
Grabs hold
want
of-
to step back.
Yeah.
As the guy looks over to Virginia.
So
I want my lighter back too.
Yeah. Holds the box of matches on its side. The striking side is pointed up. Holds a match on top of it, so it's pointing down. The lit bit is there, and flicks it towards the fire, and the fire erupts in a full-on blaze of glory. And then it dies down very, very rapidly, and it starts to smolder. But it does catch. And he goes, "Tricks all show, but fire's lit." As he kind
That's
of
proper.
rubs off a slight burnt eyebrow.
Yeah, and that is what why I'm not allowed to near gas canisters anymore.
Yeah.
That points to Fred's eyebrows.
So can I get my lighter back?
Sure. Kind of hands
you.
it back. She's probably it's like I'm just imagining that like she's probably been flicking it on and off like for several times while they've been waiting.
Just cool. You now have a fire that is burning. And you have some food. You sit around. You cook some food, and you start to kind of just relax for the evening. What kind of things do you talk about? Talk amongst yourselves for 1 second as your characters.
So
Yeah?
like is it ready yet or like I'm just imagining Paige is sort of like up this looking over Gigi's shoulder just like while she's cooking. It's like she has absolutely no idea how to cook.
Can I help you?
Yeah, but just how like how do you cook? How do you exactly cook burgers or know when a burger's done?
You hold it over the fire. You don't catch it on fire. And when you think it's done, you poke into it. You see if it's still pink. And if it is, you hold it over the fire but higher so it doesn't burn more.
I mean, we got trays and such. Should we just put them on top of those, or
You have to control the heat when you have to control the heat when you cook. Sweetheart, it doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Did you know in France that like you can actually like eat burgers like rare?
That's steak tartare. It's not It's not a hamburger, love.
I've heard that like they like you could like pick like you can kind of pick up your kind of cut of steak and just grind it up for you and and such.
Yeah, yes. That no.
I was waiting for one of you to notice what's going on in the chat. Royale with cheese.
But they don't call it a hamburger with cheese. They call it a Royale,
Royale
with cheese.
with cheese. That's in Paris. We just call it a double cheeseburger or cheeseburger in England.
I love how you say that's in Paris, like you're going to speak for the rest of France, and then you go straight to England.
No. France and Paris are two very different places.
So I hear.
But anyway, there was also a chat about s'mores. S'mores do not exist in England, but marshmallows do. So you can toast marshmallows if you want to toast some marshmallows.
So after
I
I get
mean, if s'mores don't exist, you can just invent it.
You could invent s'mores while you're here.
this isn't the real England. This is alternative England of the 1980s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
don't have Hershey's chocolate.
Something this weird abomination of cuisine.
When I was a kid, when we did camping, we would melt chocolate and dip toasted marshmallows in chocolate, melted chocolate. But we didn't stick them on crackers or anything. So we would just burn our face with melted chocolate and toasted marshmallows instead.
So after I get the burgers done and everybody's had their fill, I'm going to pull out the marshmallows, put them on 6. Now the key to a good marshmallow is to set it on fire. It'll burn itself out. And you'll have... It'll burn itself out.
Okay.
You want that crust on the outside. That means that it's melted on the inside. And then you see this mug of chocolate that I have here?
Mm-hmm.
You're just going to dip it in there and enjoy.
Okay. But like, is it like aren't the burn parts like don't they say like it causes cancer or something?
Everything causes cancer.
Fair.
My Walkman causes cancer.
Fred turns around and goes, even them 3 towers in the corner over there, pointing towards the loop. Them's cause you cancer. He's gone Yorkshire now.
They even say that cigarettes cause cancer.
Better the devil you know, I say. I know that this is going to kill me, so I could walk out on the street, Acorn Street. Person dies every week on that. Might as well enjoy it.
Okay, so that one might be true.
And this is just a normal cigarette before anybody asks.
Okay.
This is Tales from the Loop. We are wholesome. We smoke cigarettes.
We have none of that green stuff here, none of that healthy stuff. God, no. It's burgers, marshmallows, and cigarettes. And grandfather's rum.
We're not 16 yet. It's not legal.
It's all right. I'm 17. I'm good.
Yeah, that's an entirely different game. Like, when we're 16.
Well, we can talk about drinking laws in England if you want.
No clove cigarettes. This is a wholesome family show. Only regular cigarettes.
And your regular cigarettes, but you're allowed to drink alcohol at the age of 16 in the UK.
You know that like the cigarette companies would probably shut us down. We decided to talk about anything alternative. You know, because it's in the 80s.
It's in the 80s, yeah. It's all themed. So, yeah, goths smoke weird cigarettes and they drink what's known as snake bite and black. which is not served in many pubs nowadays because it really messes you up.
What?
Okay. Anyway, what
No,
we're
we're
going to
playing
do,
a game. I'll get an explanation later.
we'll get an explanation later.
Mhm.
We are about to have a visitor join us soon, if technology works. Our third party should turn up. So while we are having this conversation, Tracy has
Hey!
turned up and everybody has moved on the screen.
I'm still here.
Yeah, no, everything's fine. Rachel, yes, there we go. So
Our producer has fixed it all.
our producer is a genius. All hail the power of Rachel. And thank you for stepping in, Rachel, at the very last minute there. So on that one. So yes, we have our final member for today. We will have a new person next week as well joining. So what the situation is at the moment, Tracy, or we shall call you Heather, as you are now Heather.
Sorry. Oh my God, you guys, I can't believe I fell asleep.
I nearly fell asleep, but only panic kept me awake.
But I am non-panicked and here.
Cool. It's all about to panic you because we're having conversations about food around the campfire.
Mm. Oh,
And you always you know how much I love my food conversations in my RPGs.
oh
Yeah,
God,
good.
I want to hear more about the food.
Yep, you've just been stalling for time with that. It's
Yeah.
it's been honestly
So-
it's been very enlightening.
It's been a very light evening. There's only been one explosion so far.
Mm.
So what we shall do is while Paige and Gigi or Virginia are having this conversation about cancer, marshmallows, and hot chocolate, cycling down the path, you see Heather turning up just before it gets dark. Heather, you turn up into the campsite. It's on the edge of a lake. You see the two tents of Gigi and Paige are towards the side where the woods are, as the ground is drier there. There is a minivan, a minibus, minivan type thing. It looks like it's probably been used in many, many robberies in the 1960s. It's a blue Ford Transit, if that rings any bells to anybody, with some seats in it. There is a guy stood around smoking about 6 million cigarettes, looks about 17, 18, is very confused as to where he's coming from. His accent changes every minute. He has his tent set up. He has his tent set up near the bus. And he's the first one to notice you coming in. Oh, here's our one who missed the bus. Glad you found us. Just to throw you right into the middle of it.
He seems nice.
He's very nice.
He's not.
That's it. That's it. Hopefully he finds himself again.
Heather, dear, come.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah,
already
we did.
started.
Yeah,
We've already
food's ready.
started cooking. Yeah. I have a
Hi.
hamburger ready for you.
It's not a French burger though.
Yes.
It's a cheeseburger.
Very tempting. Is it a cheddar cheeseburger or an American cheeseburger? Because I have a preference.
One of the
It's-
rules of the game is we design the world together. I'm not getting involved in this argument.
It's meat and I put it over the fire.
So it's real cheese then, because I'm not tempted otherwise.
It's whatever cheese they brought. of I don't know.
If you want what would be traditional 1980s cheese in England, it's probably what you Americans would call cheddar nowadays.
Processed
Which is
cheese or just
bad
like a block of
plastic.
cheese?
A block of cheese. Bad, plasticky, flavorless, mild. None of this thick, crumbly, strong stuff that is. I miss cheese.
So government. So it's government cheese.
Yes.
Grilled cheese.
Okay.
Not Kraft. And we did have Kraft, but Kraft cheese slices and Kraft squirty cheese that just weren't popular in England. Because we have such a history of actually having arguments with France about cheese and going to war over cheese with France.
Well, American cheese.
We never brought the American stuff.
American cheese is one thing, but government cheese is a totally different thing.
Yeah, they add chemicals to it.
Mm.
Well, government cheese was assigned by the government for people who couldn't afford to buy cheese. And it wasn't like the plastic, not actual food cheese. But it was very cheap.
Is this the stuff that they have like billions of tons worth under? Is it Memphis? There's like a huge one of American City somewhere in one of they've got a storage of cheese for the apocalypse.
Yes, that was government cheese, and they would give it to people who couldn't afford to buy food. I don't think they do it anymore, but yeah, they would just give people cheese because they would buy it from farmers to, I don't know, support farmers.
Yeah.
Well, there's the whole excuse of nuclear war, and this is towards the end of the Cold War. The USSR is about to collapse. Boris Yeltsin is currently very drunk on the news with bottles of vodka.
Yes.
So there's the threat of nuclear war still hanging over you at the moment. But you're kids, you don't understand this. The cheese
we got cheese.
You got cheese. You've got. They're called hamburgers. They could be beef. They could be pork. It's unknown because
Wouldn't as much as cheeseburgers.
Yeah, but the patty itself. Anyway, tangent. You're making burgers with cheese. Is there anything you would? So the one key thing that is also missing here is there are 2 tents set up. Well, there are 3 tents set up. One for all the people who were here before. They're all 1-person tents.
Do you have a tent?
Did you bring your? Yeah. Did you bring your tent?
I mean, yes, of course.
Paige kind of looks behind Heather.
Can y'all help me set up
looks
my
behind Heather. Oh yes, Paige is very good at helping with that.
Okay. I mean, you could always show Heather what you learned.
Oh no, dear, I'm handling the food. I'm certain you have this.
Yeah, fair. Okay, yeah. How dark is it right now? Is it dark yet?
It's getting dark. It's definitely, the sun is definitely setting now. The tent should probably be set up quite quickly before you have to work out whether you brought torches, head torches, how you're going to light the region that you are in, because there's no street lights here. When it gets dark, it's going to get very dark, and you'll just see the blue haze of the lights from the loop and the yellow haze from Great Yarmouth, the other side.
Yeah, like I guess a page, just will go and just set the tent up for Heather instead. Instead of doing the whole instruction. As
How does Heather feel about this? Has Heather put up tents before? Is she capable? Being the book. Oh, so before we get actually any further, then I think we should actually say introduce who Heather is. What character is Heather? What character is Heather? Because we've got the popular girl, we've got the weirdo who can camp, can also blow things up. We've discovered.
by
So
accident.
who is honest governor? who is Heather?
So Heather
And why might
is,
they be able to not put up a tent?
so Heather is not super sporty, but very sensitive and friendly and a smart girl, but not really practical. And I definitely will need help setting up my tent because I am not good at this. But I really am glad to be here and hoping that everything is going to be okay with my friends ish. Not even sure if they're my friends, but hoping.
You are on an Outward Bounds experience with friends from school.
Friends.
Hi.
In the sense that everyone at school is a friend
Yeah.
to the adults, anyways.
Oh, I'm friends with everyone. As I watch Virginia put up Heather's tent.
You watch
unlike she
yourself
was
put up
willing
Heather's
to do
tent?
for me. Not Virginia. Paige.
I was going to say, are you having an out-of-body experience already?
Oh, no, not yet.
I thought we were not having those kind of cigarettes.
I mean, if we could wait until my tent is up, I'm happy to do that. But
Yeah, we're putting those things to the side as you are 13 years old. They do not exist.
wow, that is very different than my 13-year-old experience.
This is the
It's also-
80s.
It's the 80s. It's in the middle of nowhere in England. They've probably never even heard of marijuana.
Okay, so my 13-year-old experience happened in the 80s, but
Very different place. The whole thing here is America,
yeah,
UK.
not
Yeah.
in nowhere in England.
Yes, cool. Right. So your tent has been set up.
Thank you.
Moving forwards first, more Kitty. Always here for the Kitty. The Kitty is getting a lot of love in the chat. Just to, we're always here for the kitties.
She just loves the outpouring of attention.
So yeah, what we shall do now is you will sit down, you'll have your food. Fred will just sit by the lake smoking cigarettes, just vaguely keeping an eye on you, making sure you're not setting fire to the woods or anything. You have a few more toasted marshmallows, some cocoa, and you stay up till 10, 11 o'clock, just sitting around talking, getting to know each other. What we'll do is we'll have 5-10 minutes of you just getting to know each other. I can throw some questions at you to answer if you want, and then we shall go into a break, and things shall progress after the break. But let's have a 5-10 minute chat of you vaguely know each other from school. You're aware of each other's existence. You know each other's names. You've had a little bit of a chat when you got thrown into this Outward Bounds thing, maybe. Let's have it. Yes, as the chat says, let's have a bit of banter. Let's start with the first question. One of you, banter, governor. Have a bit of banter.
The chat demands it.
The chat demands it. One thing that this game lacks, which was brought into the Alien RPG, which uses the same system, is one of the skills is called banter. you can use banter to kind of heal stress and stuff in Alien RPG. It's brilliant. So you sit in the back of the APC and you just tell dumbass jokes to each other. But yeah, let's have a bit of banter. But the first question, I think, to get the ball rolling between you all, one of you can choose to ask this question. Should be, so why did you come, or who made you come on this camping trip? Who wants to ask that question? I feel maybe Gigi would be the one to ask it.
So, Heather, what got you interested in the trip? Sorry, I forgot. We're in England now. So, Heather, what got you interested in the trip?
Well, my parents insisted. I didn't really want to come then, did I? But yeah, they told me I had to, so I did.
Oh,
Are you
well,
okay? Did your parents send you out here at gunpoint?
No, just a promise that if I didn't come, I would be cut off from my allowance. So here I am.
yep, that is a very valid threat.
So
I know.
as a quick question then, we have the term gun point thrown out here. This is obviously a term that would be used, but as we are creating the world, this is 1988 in England. What do you want the gun laws to be? So in 1991, I think it was, our gun laws changed due to something very, very bad happening. So gun law in England is people can't get guns. But in the 88, we did have gun law of quite tight gun control, and farmers could buy shotguns and pistols quite easily. And there were gun shops around. Do we want guns to be a thing in this setting that parents can get access to? Kids, no, obviously, you're young.
I am a little bit biased. I grew up hearing gunshots from people scaring off coyotes at night. In college, I heard gunshots all the time. Out here, sometimes you'll hear gunshots, but we mostly have transplants, so they have no idea how to handle coyotes. So it's not a problem for me.
So say at this time, farmers would have shotguns to scare off foxes and things, but so they would exist in 1980s England. It's just, do we want to make them? You probably won't come across them, but depending on what you say, might depend on how I view them with certain powers that exist within the game.
And I do personally defer to people who have those boundaries. Like,
because I am aware of people. Some people will really not want this. We obviously have the ACAB movement, which fully support. Fuck the police. But just it's something that probably won't come up, but just as a thing, we'll have that discussion if it happens, if we ever get there. But at the moment, you won't hear anything where you are at the moment because you're in the middle of basically a swampland. The most annoying thing you might hear is mosquitoes buzzing in your ear at about 3 o'clock in the morning, trying to eat your brain.
I mean, I'm fine with whichever direction we take with this.
Okay.
Yeah, I just like, weirdly, being an American, I've never had a gun at home or never experienced that. So that just wasn't.
Yeah. It's something
Yeah,
that I've never experienced either. So I ride around here and I see all the police with all their massive ass guns that they've got, and I'm like, this is just a bit scary because I've never been in a society where it's been so prevalent. But anyway, so we'll deal with it if it comes up. I don't think it will come up, but just be aware that there are weird laws in England about guns, and we'll decide what they are if and when it is needed. So anyway, that was a complete side tangent that went a bit serious and weird. Welcome to How I Run Games. Let's carry on
Paige.
with Paige. How, why, and who, and what made you come?
The I'm just gonna make this up. The Norwegian Yeti. They I heard from a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend of the of the video store clerk that someone found this saw this thing called like the Norwegian Yeti that around here. So this feels like a nice it seems like a nice opportunity to catch a photo or a recording of it. Obviously, yeah. Obviously, I had no idea if there is one or not.
Yeah.
But we'll always celebrate a chance.
So does Heather know what a Yeti is, and does Heather know that Norfolk is one of the flattest counties in the UK, and that Yetis exist in the mountains?
Well, definitely aware of a Bigfoot, and think it's essentially the same thing. Not skeptical at all of the existence, and hoping to have a sighting.
Yeah. Cool. And let's have our last one, Gigi, as to why Gigi has come on this trip. And then we shall take a break.
Oh, I just thought it would be fun.
I like that. Nice, short and simple.
Yeah.
I think that's the shortest answer, most concise thing, least problematic answer to a question that I've ever asked LSI in a game.
If she
I
has
appreciate
cards,
I appreciate it that at least once in a game that we play in together, you've been nice to me. And on that note, before she can ruin it, we will go on break.
How
We will go on
dare
break. Rachel.
No, Rachel, don't take this away from me. This is an injustice.
outside. No, Alicide's good. We like Alicide. So cool. Okay. Hello, everyone. We're back. We're back. We've had a
Not
little
working
bit of
hard
a
enough.
comfort break, brain chill, relax. Everything is good. Nothing bad is going to happen. We are not sponsored by Mountain Dew.
Good
There's
things.
as a very random side note, it's not Mountain. What is that? Sundrop. We're not even sponsored by a cheap version of Mountain Dew. Stop trying to be Italian.
Hey Google, I need the next flight to Mexico.
Bring it. Anyway,
Okay.
let's begin with the story. Let's not get sidetracked too much. You are sat
I
around the fire.
I don't know what you said, but you just woke up my Google home.
Yes.
Who said nothing is happening right now?
Hey, Google, order 600 pineapples. Anyway, no, so
I'm
you are sat
sorry,
around a
chat.
campfire. It's just see what I have to put up with. I love it. I love the chaos. I love the chaos. We are not professional. Shut up. So you are sat around a campfire. Shh, I will mute you.
You can't mute me.
It's not my Zoom chat. No, I can't. Damn it. We are sat around a campfire. You are discussing general kid stuff. You've learned that Gigi is there just because it sounded like fun. Heather is there because they were basically made to go, and Casey is looking for a Yeti. Paige. Sorry,
Paige.
I was looking at two different screens. Then I'm like, names.
If you look
Paige,
at the stream, which way am I pointing? That way for me. Then Paige has a name
Is that
down there.
where is it?
It's a general that away. Oh, right, the game.
Yeah.
Paige wants to find a Yeti in a flat, non-snowy part of the world, non-mountainous part of the world. I'm all here for it. Let's go Yeti hunting. Let's do it. Let's go Yeti hunting.
I mean, like a Sasquatch and the Yeti are two exact are very very similar in type, in appearance. It stands to it's a very very logical or I guess a fair guess that they might just be the exact same thing, and that they actually have a migration pattern from the flatlands to the Himalayas and then back.
Yeah, I have actually just remembered that in Norfolk, kind of North Norfolk, more than where you are at the moment, there is actually what's he called? Begins with a W, but there is actually a walking ape-like man furry creature from the region.
William?
We'll call him William, yes. But he appears mostly as either a painting or a carving on church fonts in North Norfolk. I was going to do one of my folklore podcast episodes on it, and I forgot what the name is. Give me 1 second. But yeah, so there you could maybe have this. Where is it? No, that's something different. Again, we will one day. No, I've deleted everything. We will one day get onto the story. But yeah, there is a folklore creature in North Norfolk that begins with a W. I want to say Wozeman. It may be not. That is a furry man creature thing. And I'll leave that to your imagination. Onwards. It's getting towards 10 o'clock in the evening. It is dark now. It is getting cold. Away from the fire, it's probably. Oh, you're going to make me do this in Fahrenheit,
Yes.
aren't you?
Freedom units, freedom units.
I mean, Celsius. I'm personally partial to Celsius.
Cool,
You're wrong.
cool. It's about
Freedom
5 degrees.
units.
It's about 5 degrees Celsius, which is I think about 40-ish Fahrenheit.
Chilly.
Yeah. So yeah, yes, Chicago person. It's a little bit chilly. It's not cold. It's just maybe put a jumper on weather.
No, it's maybe not be wearing shorts anymore. Weather.
Yeah, it's Canadian summer weather.
I mean,
But yeah, so
our summers are blazing lately.
Yes. And apparently, Californian people think 40 is cold. I'm not sure whether that's Fahrenheit or Celsius, though. To be fair,
California is weak.
So yeah. Anyway, away from the fire, for you people who are living in this area of the world as characters, it is cold away from the fire, but it is getting kind of late now. Fred has managed to not annoy you all evening, but he comes up and goes, "It's about time." I don't know what accent I'm going to do now, but it's about time we think about going to bed. We've got things to do in the morning. We're going to go boating. Apparently, I've got to teach you how to sail.
Right.
Yeah. Apparently. Well, I can sail, and they like to tell you that the boats are unsinkable.
The boats
not.
are.
They're very, very
unsinkable?
sinkable. They're
Ah.
meant to be unsinkable, but you're not going to find out. But yeah, anyway, it's time you should be packing up and going to bed. I'm going to be waking you up about 6 o'clock in the morning. So if I'm up, you're up.
Right. Well, good night, everyone.
I need to ask a very odd question of the group now. Which one of you feels comfortable going to the bathroom late at night in the woods?
To quote one of the great poets of our time, it's gonna be my.
Cool. Okay. Thank you very much for volunteering.
I just
shall
needed
come to
an NSYNC reference at some point. It was burning up inside of me.
Never gonna give you up.
So about getting a copyright strike.
Oh, I'm not good enough for that. So anyway, so Fred has asked you to go to bed. And he's just kind of standing there, arms crossed in his big. It's the late 80s, so he'll probably have a knitted sweater of some kind on with a hood. No, he does not have massive shoulder pads. He's not trying to be Madonna.
I just thought we were like Rick rolling here. So
Isn't it supposed to be a jumper?
Did I say sweater?
Yes, but you also didn't say soccer, which in the book it is called soccer.
Yeah, but that's because the person who wrote this story, I'm sure, has never been to Norfolk. But anyway, moving on. Do you go to your tents?
Oh yeah.
yes, yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah. Remember to put down your bed mats. Before you put your sleeping bags on top.
Your bedroll?
Bedroll, I think mats. Bedrolls.
Bedroll.
That would be this one. Right?
It's the foam one.
Right. Thought it went inside
Yeah.
the. Yeah.
Yeah, I also you're going to freeze up like well be pretty frozen in the morning.
Right. So Matt first. Definitely.
Yeah, I would definitely keep yourself wrapped up warm. It's going to be a cold night tonight. We're lucky that it's the beginning of the season. The mosquitoes shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, do wrap up, keep yourself warm. If you need to at night, don't go too far. Don't want you falling in the lake or anything. Night, ladies. He's donning a cap that he's not wearing. So, and he wanders off to his tent, and you hear coming from his tent muffled music of some nondescript kind. As he just sits there, listens to some music, and you see a glow of a cigarette in the tent, in a canvas tent. And you all head off, just for convenience sake and moving things forward. You all head off to tents and try to get some sleep. Maybe 2 hours later, Gigi, Virginia, you drank a little bit too much hot chocolate. And the pressure is building, and it wakes you up.
All right.
As you wake up, the sky through your tent is incredibly bright, almost as if it's daytime in the middle of summer.
I'm going to grab my cloves and my lighter, and I'm going to shove them in my pocket as I crawl out while just staring up.
As you go out, the light appears to be emanating from the loop. The 3 towers that dominate the landscape behind the trees are not lit up. The light is not coming from the buildings, but there appears to be as if the sun exists in the center, or what you would assume is the center of the loop. You're aware that the loop is named the loop because it's a circle. People are very imaginative with their names around this time. And where this light is coming from is what you would assume is the center. Almost like the 3 towers are in a triangle, almost like it would be in the center there. It's as bright as the sun. There are streamers coming off it. Suddenly, a bright purpley blue streamer streaks away from the light, heading relatively fast, purposefully in a straight line. It takes you a second or two to realize that it's actually heading towards you. And it's maybe, sorry for the metric here, 100 meters off the ground, 100 meters high, so a couple 100 feet, and it's flying towards you.
I'm going to take a few steps forward.
Mhm.
Like, I know that I'm not going to get a closer look, but it's that same thing as whenever you're looking for an address on a mailbox, you'll turn the radio down.
Hmm.
It's that kind of reaction.
Mhm. There is no sound. It's almost as if the world has been muted.
Oh, so I can't even hear the leaves under my feet or.
You can, but it's, as you say, it's like it's been muted, or like everything's been turned down. But you would also expect to hear birds and like crickets and things, but you can't. You can hear if you walk on the ground, you can hear your footsteps and stuff, but silent, very very quietly. But everything else is very very muted.
Yeah. I'm going to start looking around
Mm-hmm.
to see if anybody else was woken up by this.
Nope, nobody else is awake. It's just you, and that's because you needed to pee.
Yeah, I don't think I have to anymore.
I'm not going to ask why.
Nah, she will after this scene. It'll be fine. She'll have a smoke to calm down, and it'll be all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's going to look and see if she packed binoculars. How fast is it moving from how far away?
So the center, so where you think it would be coming from is probably about 10 miles away.
Okay.
Yay, England and our mixed unit system here.
At least it did something right.
What, mixed units?
No, miles.
You took it from us.
I just know,
'Cause you,
I just want to know like how many minutes it is away, because that's the real unit of measure. Is
That's
it,
how we measure things in America, is in minutes.
yeah, is it 40 minutes away? Is it 60?
I would say at the speed it's moving, you can probably expect it to be over your head in about 10-15 minutes.
Okay.
Rick?
I am going to shake Paige's bivouac
Tent.
tent
I think
We'll call it a
bivouac.
tent.
hammock
Bivouac. Bivouac.
bivouac.
If you want to be rude, it could be a beaver whack.
No,
No.
this is a
Yeah,
wholesome.
no, you just don't want to beat up beavers. Beavers are really nice animals. They dam things. They eat down trees. It's like you don't want to whack a beaver. You can whack a mole though, in the pleasure beach.
So I'm going to shake Paige awake. Up, 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 up.
I'm getting
I'm
up.
going to
I'm getting
run
up.
over to Heather's tent, and I'm going to unzip it. I'm going to start like shaking her leg.
Ah,
Up, 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 up. Weird, up, get up, up, up. And then
what?
I assume Fred is
Nice.
sleeping in the van.
Fred, you can hear some very, very
Oh, right, he was in a
interesting
tent.
guttural sounds coming from the tent. It seems to be the only thing that's not muted.
Fred?
Yikes to
Fred?
the world.
I'm going to zip his tent open and hope I'm not seeing something I don't want to. Is he dead asleep?
He's a late teen. Of course, he's dead asleep.
Yeah, I'm gonna shake his leg too. Fred? Weird. Fred.
He pulls the thing over his head. He's like,
Weird.
it's not morning yet. Go away.
Yeah, I know. Fred, look at how bright the sky is. Fred, it is not morning, you're right. But just Fred the Loop is doing weird loopy things,
Yeah, the loop does weird loopy things.
and there's something
It's-
coming directly our way.
Mm.
And as the
He doesn't seem
adult-
to give a fuck.
okay, Fred, you know what? Just you enjoy your sleep, bud.
I'll deal with it in the morning. I'm not your dad.
Yeah, he wouldn't be here either. Okay. Cool, Fred. Good
I try to be
night.
cool. I'm the cool guy. Yeah.
You
yeah.
are definitely
You
here.
you notice a few cans lying around the tent. They say special brew on them.
Oh dear.
Special brew is definitely something you are aware of as being
Yeah.
very special. There's a distinct smell of stale alcohol and
For
beer.
for the
Oh, dear.
people in the audience, it's a bear. It's a type of bear. Because we're in Norfolk.
We don't have bears in England, thank you very much. We have a lot of beer, but not bears.
No, I have been studying this accent that I cannot do. That is one thing that they hammered in. It's not beer, it's bear.
Where the hell are you learning it from? I lived there for like 20 years. I've never ever heard anyone call it bear before.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna side with the GM on this one.
I need somebody in chat. Please.
Yeah, Ben is Ben. Yeah, the chat is like, are you in Scotland? Ben is a kid in Scotland, but it's not bear.
I've heard of Bairn, but
I mean, Bayern, right?
Bear.
Bear. What we'll do is we will. Everyone has homework. I'm gonna first time ever in an RPG. Everyone go home and try and find English Norfolk accent for beer. And
Well,
if it is bear, I will hold my hand up and say that Alisai is right. I'm not hopeful.
Fairly, we have been threatened with not having good accents, so I appreciate the effort for the accent.
I appreciate the effort. I'm just really intrigued as to where Alisai is learning this from because it's something I've never heard it before.
I have posted my research.
I did
I've
research.
done my homework.
I did
It's
research. I went on
there.
YouTube.
It's there.
I'm still trying to
Erin
pronounce-
asks, does Alisai need to be punished?
No, and I'm not trolling. I'm not
I believe-
trolling for once.
Where did you
For
post where did you post your research? Let's have a look.
I put it in our chat.
In Discord.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to pronounce Leicester.
Leicester.
Come on, you guys.
Like a
Is
Chester.
it Worcester?
You're killing me with this. So many different pronunciations.
No,
What,
it's Leicester. Leicester.
Ah, who,
Like
Like the
who,
cheese, red Leicester.
who wrote
There it is.
Leicester? Y'all are killing me. You're killing
Try
me.
Loughborough. Luga Baruga.
Oh,
Side tangents. This game is just going to be complete side tangents about pronunciations of things. I went
Visit
to
Norfolk. Visit
Visit
Norfolk.co.uk.
Visit Norfolk.co.uk. Oh God, a tourist
Do
website.
different and learn ye Norfolk.
oh my goodness.
Norfolk.
So I went to Egypt for Christmas one year, and we met a load of Australians on a boat tour we did. And they said, yeah, mate, yeah, we just came from England. We stayed in a town called Luga Baruga. And we're like, Luga Baruga? What the hell do you mean Luga Baruga? There's no town in England called Luga Baruga. And like, if you do it it sounds very much Loga Baroga, mate. Sounds very Australian. And we worked out eventually it's a town called Loughborough. But because it's borough and it's the OUGH in English, in Australia, that's they pronounce the G's. So it was Loga Baroga. Anyway, side tangents.
We're at a game. I'm freaking out. I hope everybody else is freaking out. I'm also freaking out in real life. I hope everybody else is freaking out in real life because I did my homework.
Right. So anyway, light shiny thing. Drunk Fred is asleep.
The page is
So-
still kind of slow waking up here.
Betty, I
Why
swear.
is it morning already?
No,
It
no,
must.
it is not.
It must still be dark.
It is light from where the loop is. Above us,
Oh.
there are stars. And it's the 80s, so there's not a lot of light pollution because there weren't a lot of people alive back then. So
Hmm.
Logic. Love it.
How old are you? Because so many people then. So
I was
many.
born in the 80s, thank you.
Okay.
The fall of the Berlin Wall.
There were many of us in the 80s. So many of us.
We were below 6 billion in the 80s. We're now closer to 8 billion. So it's gone up quite a lot.
Practically unpopulated.
Whereabouts on this website did you find the accent stuff?
You literally just scroll down.
It definitely seemed wide open in the 80s, just FYI.
Like, it's in the YouTube video, and then you scroll down past the YouTube video, and they do phonetics. They spell things phonetically.
I will look that up after the game.
Oh my goodness.
Otherwise, I will get distracted. Anyway, shiny bright light. It is now probably the shiny bright light is getting much closer towards you. It is still about 100 meters off the ground, so a couple hundred feet above you. It is heading in a straight line. It is not going up or down in height or going left to right.
Okay.
Slowing.
And you are
Sorry?
the only one awake currently.
Yeah, I'm going to pull a clove out and I'm going to have myself a smoke. Because what is
Wait,
going on?
Did you just say pull a clove out?
Oh, yes.
Are you like smoking a clove cigarette?
Cigarette.
Oh my God, I love that reference.
We've had conversations about doth drinks as well. So
Right.
the chat was very excited. Well, was divided over absinthe and divided over snakebite and black.
Okay, Mike. Mike, don't you make that accusation because you saw me. You saw me wake them up.
We're just we're just kind of slowly warming up, rebooting startup sequence.
It's the 80s. Computers take a long time to turn on here. So do human brains.
Yeah, there's a lot of screeching.
The internet is very much in its infancy. It takes about 15 minutes to dial up. You have to hold the telephone headset towards your computer speaker. Anyway, this light. You are both now. So Heather and Paige, you are both now well awake. As you step out outside your tent, the light is bright enough to kind of wake you up enough, and it's cold enough that it does wake you up. It's not somewhere you can kind of lie around comfortably unless you're wrapped up properly in your sleeping bag.
Grumpy.
Yeah.
Oh
No.
wow! I think
Cool.
I
Grumpy.
did not expect UFOs.
I place my hand on the top of Heather's head and I point it up.
Paige, you are well aware,
That.
and this has also been mentioned in the chat, that Norfolk, the forest that I forgot the name of that everyone was talking about earlier, begins with H, Rendlesham. Rendlesham Forest is the UFO hotspot in the UK. It is also where the US Army base is. And it is roughly in the direction, the other side of the loop. Little Paige is like, ooh, UFO.
Yeah,
Very much aware.
just remembered. Oh, right. This is British Arm. She should have prepared for a UFO. But instead she was just too obsessed with the Yeti.
UFOs aren't interesting. You want the Yeti.
UFOs are cryptids.
The migrating Yeti.
Also,
Cool.
Lucifer, the cat of the owner of the channel. Enjoy. As I rest my head.
So, Heather. Big shiny light, purpley blue wavy light traveling towards you. At what was probably, if I do the math correct, about 40 miles an hour.
Okay, well, first, I'm super annoyed that someone has their hand on my head, tilting my face up. So I'm like, "Gah, gah." So that was annoying, first of all. But now I'm looking and it is coming toward me. So
Do we like...
upsetting, definitely.
Here, I need to have a cigarette in my hand. So do we like run?
I'm kind of standing there dumbfounded, probably stupidly, just waiting to see what happens.
It's just it's like going back to your tent and just like trying to find a camera.
I thought you were going to say mild disappointment then.
In the
Before,
90s,
could you all just, as a quick thing, yes, you'll have a massive camera. Actually, we'll come to that in a second. Could you all just roll me an empathize check, please?
No, don't fall down.
So empathy it'll be your empathy score plus heart, mind, and tell me how many sixes you get, if any. One for Gigi.
I got 1 6.
One for Heather.
And my mind is 5.
No sixes.
No sixes for Paige. So, how many dice did you roll, Gigi? 4.
I've got
Heather,
1 point in empathize and 3 in mine.
So that's 4 in total, and you got 1 6. Cool. Heather, you rolled how many dice?
3.
3, and you got 1 6.
Yes.
Okay. In that case, Heather,
Oh dear.
you feel as though some weird connection. You can almost feel as if there's a life somewhere. And it's really hard to explain. It's very much on the periphery of who you are, but you feel a connection form. It becomes strongest as the light passes over you and streaks off towards Great Yarmouth. As soon as it moves away from away from you, it starts to fade. The light has traveled over the top of the group, over the top of the campsite, and has moved towards Great Yarmouth. As you stand there and watch it, it drops and disappears, and you don't see it. You lose sight of it.
I'm going to take a long drag off my cigarette.
Paige at this point finally gets back out of her tent with her camera, and then it's like, oh, did it disappear already?
Yeah.
Gosh, damn it! Darn it!
Apparently, I am just standing here wide-eyed.
Well, I'm going to go have a pee. And I just walk off into the woods.
A few minutes later, whilst Gigi is relieving herself, and Heather is still trying to work out kind of what just happened.
Very
Paige
confused.
and Paige is like slowly packing away the camera again, having felt that they've just missed the opportunity.
Yep, very disappointed, grumpy.
So where the light disappeared in one place, it reappears slightly further down the coast, kind of what would be further north along the coast. The coast is on the east, so it disappeared kind of here. It reappeared what would be maybe 1 or 2 miles further up north, and it starts heading back towards the loop where it came from. This time, Heather, you don't feel anything as it passes by. But Paige, yes, you do see it as you're packing away a camera.
And she's just like scrambling to get her camera back out again.
I will say you have enough time to get your camera out and try to take a picture of it.
Yep. Now let's just hope her she remembers to pick up the lens.
Oh, is it like a proper? Have you got telephoto lens?
I mean, or rather, like
lean it on Heather's shoulder. Oh, lens cap.
Yeah,
so lean it on Heather's shoulder.
I am just watching, mesmerized, and I feel nothing.
I walk up and I give her a little poke.
What the heck?
Hey. Does it look any different going back?
Seriously, no.
I was just, I saw you staring. I thought that there was something new. It did a flip.
I mean, whatever. Thank you, no.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go not sleep tonight. So, good night.
Night, night.
As the light enters the loop, the bright light in the center slowly fades and disappears, almost as if a hole is closing. The sound returns to everything. Everything becomes unmuted. It is suddenly now very, very dark. After having such a bright light, you are now Your eyesight takes some time to get used to back in the dark. Yeah. It is as if nothing happened.
That looks like the adult's problem.
Actually, that's really upsetting.
Why? Because our adult is going to be hungover in a few hours?
Because nobody sees what actually happened, which is messed up.
I mean, I have photo evidence.
Ah, thank you.
And you got a picture?
I think so.
Can we see?
I mean, we'll have take it out to get developed first. It's now Polaroid.
Right, 90s,
80s.
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 It's film now.
Okay, well, in 4 days, we
4
will
days.
check that out.
Yeah, probably about a week to develop the camera, the film footage.
Yeah.
However, tomorrow is a Sunday.
Oh no.
Nothing's open on a Sunday at this point
Is
because
Paige-
England was a backwater.
So y'all never lived in a dark room in the 90s.
I was
No,
about
we
to
lived
say-
in dark rooms in the 90s because we didn't have electricity.
It was still just gas lamps and horse and cart.
Oh my
Is
goodness.
Paige the kind of kid to have their own dark room? Her own dark room?
You are, yeah, good question.
Yeah, I think she might. She just probably converting the shed into one.
That is definitely Tales from the Loop feel. So love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Paige is definitely the kind of person who has either turned the attic or the basement or a shed into a film producing studio with a darkroom attachment of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the basement, so there would be no windows.
Mike does have a good point. Is Paige a photography nerd, or does she just carry around a camera just in case she can grab a cryptid?
Thank you.
I think she just carries a camera that just in case she can grab a cryptid.
It's very disappointing, but okay.
Yeah.
I approve of your character choices.
Yes, very interesting comment there. Priests work on a Sunday. They're not meant to work. Day of rest. Controversy.
Oh, their own
anyway.
blasphemy.
All kinds of depends, because in countries that may be doing bad things at the moment, their Sabbath is a Saturday. The Jewish Sabbath is a Saturday, so
it's not stopping those bad things at the moment.
Hear that?
But yeah, anyway, so it's now dark. The thing has gone away. Fred is making some really disgusting snoring sounds in his tent. Gigi feels a little bit more relieved. Heather feels, I don't know what Heather feels, had weird things happen in their head.
Upset.
Paige is
definitely
Paige is
upset.
happy. I'm going to guess that Paige has managed to catch a picture of something. You're unsure of what it is.
Yay, Paige.
Yep. So just lights, probably, hopefully, an actual bona fide UFO. Evidence of alternate dimensions.
You'll get a visit soon. You'll get a visit soon from Fox Mulder going, "The truth is out there."
That's a few years away.
Only 3. It's only 3 years away. It's not that far away.
Only 3? Oh my goodness. That
X-Files
is
was
not
91, I think. Was it 91 or
no,
92?
no, that's not true. That can't be true.
We have the internet to find out.
It might be 94. I might be getting this very, very wrong.
God, y'all, don't make me feel this old. Oh dear.
I remember I was too young to watch it, so it's got to be early 90s.
Oh, crappity crap.
Yeah. Anyway, what do you just kind of, what do you do? Do you go to bed? Do you talk about it? It's probably about 2:00 in the morning.
Going to
I
bed.
think I'm curling up and going to bed.
I'm going to lay down. I'm going to pull out my Walkman and I am going to toss in my cassette from The Damned. I don't know which album, but I just pulled one out and I'm going to put my headphones on and I'm just going to listen to it and try to sleep.
Nothing weird happened. Everything is
Your
fine.
Walkman.
Walkman.
Love it.
Yeah, Sony Walkman, tape deck. I'm guessing. How posh is this Walkman? Do you have to turn the tape around, or does it have the button which does the reverse, so you don't have to turn? Okay.
Her father made enough money to get one for her, but not enough to get one of the fancy ones. And she's happy to have it, you know?
Oh, that's amazing.
Cool. So, Paige, do you just head off back to Sleepy as well?
Yeah.
Cool. So, despite what Fred said, that he was going to wake you up at 6:00 in the morning, you wake up naturally, the three of you, probably around, I don't know, you're 13, so probably around 9:30, naturally by yourself. And you can still hear snoring coming from Fred's tent. He has quite clearly not woken up at any
Yeah,
point.
I don't think we're gonna be doing any sailing.
No. I am going to fix some breakfast though. Do either of you want some?
Yes, please. Like, what do you see? What do you have? Like, do you have any, like? I think we have waffles, right?
Mm.
Do we the bread ring waffles?
I'm going to be making biscuit and gravy because this is an alternative 1980s England.
That's not how the movie goes. The movie goes, "This is Sparta!"
Like, who does not love biscuits and gravy?
My question is how are you going to make biscuits on a barbecue?
Yeah, that's really problematic.
Do it the Waffle House way. You just
What?
plop it down on a griddle. I don't understand how Waffle House does it, but hey, it technically is a biscuit.
I mean, I would
I think that's
imagine
the
that,
Waffle House
someone
way.
brought like pans or something.
I don't think that's a thing.
You put enough gravy on it, you can eat anything. Oh, reheated from frozen. Thank you.
I agree in principle, but no, I don't think you can just. I'm gonna disagree with putting gravy on anything.
Try gravy on birthday cake. No, don't do that. Oh, I hurt myself with that one.
Thank you.
Oh.
My God, no. Oh my
Why
God,
did I
no.
do that?
That's evil.
Anyway,
Anyway,
Okay.
as you're having this conversation about putting gravy on a birthday cake, you do actually, there is stuff for you to have breakfast there. It can be
Okay.
whatever you want except maple bacon, because maple will not have made it to the UK by that point.
so
The Canadians were they were at the time. There's a great war in America where Canada hoarded all the maple syrup.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, we're having an absolute
Yeah,
monopoly
yeah.
So,
on
like,
maple syrup.
beans and toast
America and
and
UK and
blistered
Sweden
tomatoes
have
and
America,
Tommy
UK,
toast.
Sweden. We have the loop. Canada is keeping control of its maple syrup.
Yeah,
That is its loop.
Oh my goodness.
it's a very precious resource.
I
It's
mean,
more valuable
maple
than
syrup,
gold.
maple syrup is definitely gold.
What about Vermont? Nobody remembers Vermont. Vermont doesn't remember Vermont. Why are you asking?
Anyway,
That's
so as you are having this
very
conversation,
specific, but no, I mean maple syrup is maple syrup. It doesn't have to be Vermont.
I was answering chat. I might be the only one
Rachel
looking
in the
at
chat
it.
asks. No, Rachel asks, "What about Vermont?" Because Vermont does make maple syrup. Anyway, as you are having all this wonderful conversation about access to food, whether biscuits and gravy is a thing, whether waffles are a thing, and all that kind of stuff, and what's actually available, you discover you basically got cereal and milk.
Oh,
But you also hear, even this is a Sunday morning, you hear a lot of traffic on the Acle Strait, so the main road, the big straight road. That's not normal. And it sounds like heavy traffic, not cars. You can't see the road from where you are, but you can definitely hear it. And it sounds like it's heading towards the loop.
I'm going to try and sneak through the forest to see the traffic. I want to know if it's military. Like, I'm going to set my bowl. I'm going to carry my bowl with me because I'm still going to eat breakfast while I'm doing this. But yeah.
Yeah. As you head up through the forest, you don't really need to sneak. There's no one around to hide from. You get to a point where you can see the road. Between the edge of the forest and the road is a bit of marshland. You can't get up to the road from where you are. It's definitely industrial. Trucks and things. It's got some of them have a logo on them, which is Regis. You have seen this logo around before, but you don't really know what it is. You just know it's something to do with the loop. It kind of looks, it's not specifically military as in the British Army, but it certainly looks like it's very official. And big trucks, big rigs, vans and things, they're all moving. There's no sirens or anything on it. And you can see from where you are that other traffic is being directed away from the loop. As you were stood there, and you're doing this, what are Heather and Paige doing?
So I am getting closer and trying to figure out what the heck these trucks are doing. And I'm sneaking up, but definitely not figuring anything out.
No. You realize that you can't, like, the entrance of the loop is a couple of miles away. To get there on foot would take you a couple of hours because you would have to walk through marshland unless you wanted to walk down the bless you.
Thank you.
Unless you wanted to walk down the Acle Strait, down the road that all these trucks are going down.
Go ahead.
I do not mind walking down because I want to figure out stuff. So I am creeping up and trying to see what's happening.
As I say, if you want to creep up to the loop, that's a very long way away. It will take you a good couple of hours to get there. All you can see about the road is there's just trucks driving towards the loop.
And I am definitely willing to do that.
So Heather is going off by herself through swampland to try and find the loop. Paige.
I think Paige maybe is you could follow Heather and just asking her, where she's planning on going. Because like I think someone that kind of heading out like away from the rest of the camp group is probably like something odd.
Yeah, it's probably not a great idea. So Paige, do you want to try and convince Heather to not go out? Or so there's going to be one dice roll. There's going to be a dice roll here, and I just want to work out who's going to make it and what it's going to be.
Okay. Yeah. Let me double check it. Paige is
Help.
yes, her with her 0 in any sort of
Human interaction
social
skills.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, Heather, make me a move roll, please.
So that is 2, 6.
Two. So it'll be your move skill plus the body attribute.
Okay. So I got a 3 and a 6.
You got 1 6. You are very much aware that trying to walk or creep through this marsh is probably going to end up in you dying or drowning or getting stuck in some horrendous way.
Oh, dear.
You are not the kind of person who is used to walking in the marshes and the broads. You are used to being in libraries and bookshops and in your room.
See.
So, and as you are doing this, and Heather is watching around, and Paige is like, no, that's a really bad idea. And you're like, yeah, I've already lost a shoe. Fred stumbles through. He's like, oh, what the bloody hell do you think you're doing? Get back into the campsite. We've got to. Oh, bloody hell. I said I'd have you back to your parents by 12 o'clock. Oh God! If we go now, we'll get back in time. Come on! Oh bloody hell! That's a lot of cars. What the hell's happening here? Anyway, doesn't matter. It's not your problem. You're kids. Get back. And he makes it. I'll see you back there in a second. And he disappears behind a tree.
I have to get home and call my dad.
I think Paige will probably probably set aside some like instant coffee like for Fred.
Yeah, I am running back and I am getting stuff just like haphazardly packed up and shoved in my backpack.
Yep.
And I am slinging it in the van and I am honking that horn at Fred.
God, you guys are hilarious.
Fred stumbles out of the woods. Stop that bloody honking. He's got a cigarette
hurry
hanging
up.
out of his mouth. He's like, oh. He sees the coffee that Paige has left out and goes, oh, sweet nectar of the gods. Oh. This is the 80s. This is the most horrendous instant coffee you've ever seen. Like instant coffee's bad at the best of times.
Yeah.
Even now, this stuff will dissolve spoons.
I mean that's the point. Like a good hangover, and you need something just as horrible.
Oh my God, it's so funny.
Obviously, the better drink is tea.
Thank you.
Sweet tea. You're right.
Oh, wait, no, not
Yep.
sweet tea. Oh
Yep.
my God, so
So-
Southern. No, no,
So
actual
Virginia is
tea.
having another smoke
Oh my goodness.
while waiting on this guy to hurry up and get in the van.
Sweet tea, really sweet tea.
Yes, sweet tea.
Ah, fine.
About 4 cups of sugar for every pint.
Oh my goodness, no. Ah,
I have to buy my own sugar whenever I make tea.
oh dear, you're killing me right here.
Actually, I think
I
I've
will
killed
I
a
will
few
say
people.
I will say something for 1980s England. It would be tea with a lot of sugar in it, especially camping. I personally don't like sugar in tea,
Look at you blowing up.
but
I love that. Okay.
This is
Fine.
only
it
for
would be
sweet tea, right?
full fat milk.
I acquiesce. You and
Oh,
your
milk and tea.
fucking sweet tea, fine.
However, the difference
Love
here is in England we would actually use sugar, not high fructose corn syrup.
Oh, we use
Mm.
sugar.
No, you
High
don't.
fructose-
You use what
Yeah.
is
No.
what is. No,
No,
you don't
we
use
use
sugar.
sugar. High
No,
fructose corn
you
syrup
don't.
is the tea that you get in gas stations, which is why it doesn't taste right.
It doesn't taste right because you. Anyway,
Um,
we're not getting to that. We're not getting to that. So Fred gets into. we need to move towards the end
Thank
of
you,
the
Mike.
session. So
Okay.
we need to move towards the end of the session so we can set up a place where
I'm still slightly
Steve
cross,
will move.
but
Yeah.
fine.
Yep,
Steve needs a point where he can come in where you're not just randomly arguing about tea in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
I mean, he could just take it, show up like in the morning, just as they're about to leave.
He could do so. Sorry, I'm late.
Indeed.
No, there's a very specific scene where I've got an idea to bring him in that actually fits with his character as well. So anyway, so you pack up relatively quickly. Gigi, you just kind of pull the tent down. You have no care or memory of how it went up, and you just kind of stuff it into the bag. I'm guessing. Yeah. I'm guessing Heather and Paige, you kind of pack away the tent properly.
Of course.
Yep. You throw some water over the fire to put it out. You get into the Ford Transit van. You sit on the bags of money that were stolen from a bank in the 1960s.
Yes.
And it's really famous in England that the blue Ford Transit van was the van of choice for bank robberies in the 1960s in England.
And here
that's why it's famous. The Ford Transit van is famous because it was used in bank robberies, not because it's a good transit van. But anyway, so you're there. Fred gets in, sits behind the driving wheel. There's an odor coming from him. He probably shouldn't be behind the wheel.
Oh dear.
Does anybody want to?
I definitely would not mind taking over driving.
Fred, darling, it's such a short drive. Why don't you let one of us handle it while you sleep it off a little bit more?
Thank you.
He kind of
And-
shuffles over the seat and curls up next to the window, not realizing that you're 13 years old.
Oh, I'm not even going to roll a charm check then. Cool.
Heather, do you know how to drive?
This is the
I
80s.
mean-
Everybody knows how to drive.
Your silence is not promising.
I learned how to drive from my uncle when I was 11. So
All right.
definitely not a problem.
Okay, I mean that sounds better. I mean, I thought you might have just learned it from a book.
Right. And rather than make you roll and crash the van, we'll say, yes, you do know how to drive. It was a thing that, especially in certain villages around this area, that kids would know how to drive because there'd be lots of farmland that they could race bangers on and stuff.
Hmm.
Bangers being lemons, I think is what you call them in America.
Lemons, jalopies.
Crap mobiles.
Yeah.
Lemons were cars that sucked, that weren't great, but definitely I learned to drive in New York. So
It's about the same as driving on a field, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, they're not automatics. Everything in England is a shift, so you know how to drive shift. Even 11-year-old in this game, you know how to drive shift, whether in real life or not. You do.
The only car I've ever had that was automatic is my current car. And I've always had a stick shift for the past, 30 years.
Stick shift for the win.
I almost gave my
Yeah.
cousin the concussion learning how to drive a stick shift, so I don't do that.
That's impressive. Anyway, you drive back to town. You go back to roughly where not to the school, because you driving up to the school in the van is probably not a good luck. But you park it up near there and kind of leave Fred asleep in the van. You throw him the keys, leave everything in there, and walk off towards the center of town. Walk off to the center of Great Yarmouth. You head. It's near the coast, near the actual beachfront, the center. You start walking down the high street, and there is a distinct atmosphere to the town, like a tension. Nobody seems to be talking about anything that mentions bright lights or anything like that. But there is talk of a large presence heading towards the loop. And let me just get something up. To paraphrase, you hear about Dr. Raff, Daniel. Yeah, poor guy. Just shows what happens when you get obsessed with work. Maybe that was to blame. Maybe this is to blame on him. He got frustrated. There were rumors going around that someone's interfering with his research projects. Might have something to do with that. You recognize the name Daniel Raff. And it is someone who a couple of months ago came to school to give a talk in a morning assembly. That's probably as much as you remember. They related to do the loop. They were a scientist. No, boring adult science. You turned off. And at that point, we shall stop for today. As you notice a group of other children hanging around the town centre. And a tall, another friend of yours walking around as well. And we shall come back next week with a full cast to discover more about the joys and excitements of Great Yarmouth and the great thrills that the Pleasure Beach might have to offer, with whacking moles and penny arcades and nothing weird at all. So, thank you very much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that. This is probably pretty much how it's going to go. Lots of random side tangents, occasional storytelling. So if you're enjoying that,
discussions about food.
Oh yeah, many
Arguments
discussions
about
about food. Strong discussions. maybe
Where I'm
arguments
right, because
about.
I'm Southern.
Nah, we're not going to get into the north-south divide in the UK. We'll not get into that argument because no one
Oh,
ever
dear.
wins that one.
Oh dear.
But yeah, so I hope you all enjoyed that. We shall do a quick wrap up of who everybody is, where people can find you. So we shall start with Tracy. Who are you? Who did you play? And if there's any socials you want to promote.
Oh, so I am terribly sorry that I showed up late. Oh my goodness, terrible. But you can find me at folkloringpodcast.com, or you can find me at Madman Heroes for my gaming stuff. Thank you. So hopefully you will track me down.
Also, Folklore Pod and other podcasts to do with folklore, like 7 or 8 of them.
Folkloring Pod.
You're on many podcasts.
I know. I'm all over the place. So, but yes, the Folklore Podcast as well.
Yeah. Next, we shall go on the screen. Below you is Paige.
Hi, I'm Casey. I play Paige. Nothing to really promote for the moment. I'd love to actually add the link back to the bird that must not be named.
Burning Bird. Cool. And Alice, I don't know how this works. You're above me on my Zoom call, but somewhere on the
Yeah,
Twitch thing.
I've been kind of trying to like keep track of where people are on the Twitch so that when people talk, it looks like I'm looking at them to the audience. Anyway, hi, I am your Chaos Gremlin, Alisai. I do not have any social media, so do not look for me. I have nothing to promote. I am finished.
Love it.
Cool. And I have been someone who's tried to control the chaos. David, the storyteller, the GM. You can find me on various platforms as the Drunken Storyteller, doing folklore or gaming stuff. Except the Burning Bird app, because Burning Bird app is bad. I think that's it. Obviously, sign up to more Stolen Fire stuff. I think we're now Rachel's run. We've got games every night of the week. Fringeworthy Mondays, Wrath Tuesdays, Chaos Wednesdays. Thursdays is the Between, and Fridays. June is about to end, so there's loads of games. Go check them all out because they're all awesome.
Loads of different systems to see.
Yeah. We'll come back for more chaos next week. Thank you very much, everyone. See you all later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Night, night.